What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So, what is the Senate map going to look like after the 2026 midterm? So, I want to talk a little bit about this. And I think I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to get on my Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much. I'm going to start using Twitter more and more. But I'm going to show you a map. So, I'll show you what I think the prediction is for the U.S. Senate 2026 midterm map. So that is what we're going to focus on. But I want to start by going to a map that was created by, I believe this is Bushy. Let me go here and show you. So this was a tweet, and I will respond to his tweet obviously in this video, as well as with my own map. So he's using 270 to win. So we'll go over to 270 to win. I'll show you what my map looks like. I want to first go over what he put in his map, and then I will do my map, and I'll send my map out on Twitter, and we'll see where that goes. But I want you guys, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. I'll have the information in the comments. It'll be pinned at the very top. So if you want to follow me, it's at the TEC Show Live. And what I find interesting about this, and let's just get right into this. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the little bell notification, all that good stuff. But let's get into this, because I want to go over some of the information that he put on here. Now, first off, I do want to, he's basically saying here, 2026 Senate prediction map, 4/27/26. I don't know why it's 4/27/26. You guys can let me know why that date is in the future. But Michigan is assuming El Sayed is the Democratic nominee. So if you guys didn't know, there was a new Emerson poll that came out showing El Sayed tied with McMorrow for 24%. And Stevens actually dropped in the polling. And so we could be looking, if this polling is correct, we could be looking at a race between McMorrow and El Sayed on the Democratic side for the primary. And what they're saying is, if that is the case, then Michigan will go to Republicans. That's what they're saying here. And so what I want to do is I want to go over the battleground states, and we'll talk a little bit about them as we go over them. So first one here, Georgia. So they're showing here that Georgia, Ossoff will win Georgia. And when it comes to North Carolina, they're saying that Roy Cooper will win in North Carolina. Now, as we move up and look at Maine, they're saying that Collins is going to be able to hold Maine. She's going to be able to win in Maine. So even though she's down in the polling right now, it depends. We're looking at the primary between Plattner and Mills. If Mills somehow pulls it off in the primary, that is better for Collins, because Collins polls better with Mills than she does with Plattner. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But if we're looking at this map, it's showing us that Collins will end up winning. When it comes to Ohio, it's showing here that Husted will be able to win in Ohio. So he'll beat Sherrod Brown. When we're looking at Texas, it's showing here that Cornyn or Paxton, whoever wins the runoff, will beat Tallarico. When we're looking at Alaska, it's showing that Sullivan, the incumbent, will beat Peltola. And so those are the basic races. Now, when we're looking at Nebraska, it's showing that the Republican will win in Nebraska. Republican will win. Remember, Montana is an open seat, so the Republican will win in Montana as well. And so Democrats will be able to hold, and I didn't mention this, New Hampshire. So Democrats will be able to hold New Hampshire. They'll be able to hold Georgia. They will flip North Carolina, but that's pretty much it. And this is what the final seat count looks like. So Republicans would be at 53. Democrats and independents would be at 47. And so we won't see any changes when it comes to the seats, but Democrats will flip North Carolina but lose in Michigan. That's basically what we're getting from this. Now, looking at this map, this doesn't look like a map where Democrats have the wind at their backs. This would be a map where Republicans actually have the wind at their backs, and they're able to hold a lot of seats and actually flip a seat in Michigan and keep their seat count the same. That's what this map looks like to me. Now, let's take a look at the map the way I think we will actually see it. Now, this is based on information today, okay? So we're looking at, if the election were held today, this is what I think we would see. And so when we start with Georgia, I do think Democrats will be able to hold Georgia. When we look at North Carolina, I think Roy Cooper will be able to win in North Carolina. Now, when we get up to Maine, I do think that if it's Plattner, I think Plattner will win in Maine. And so we have to see. We don't know if it's going to be Plattner or Mills, but I think if it's Plattner, we will see Democrats win there. When we go over to Michigan, whether it's McMorrow, whether it's Stevens, whether it's El Sayed, I think that Democrats will be able to win in Michigan. And the reason that I'm saying this is because right now I think Democrats do have the wind at their backs. And looking at what's going on with gas prices, looking at the situation in the Middle East, looking at overall inflation, I think Democrats do have an advantage. And because they have that advantage, I think that is going to cross over into some of these states that will be very close. Looking at New Hampshire, I think Democrats, this is going to be a close race. This race in New Hampshire, I think, is closer than Michigan. It's closer than Maine. It's closer than North Carolina. But right now, I do think Democrats will have enough. If they have the momentum, they will have enough to win in New Hampshire. Now, looking at Ohio, I think Sherrod Brown will be able to win. As long as Democrats continue with this momentum, I think we will see that transition in Ohio. And then down to Alaska, I think Peltola will be able to win and beat Sullivan. Just looking at the latest polling, you have Peltola leading in the polls, and remember, Sullivan is an incumbent. So Sullivan he should have this incumbent advantage. We're not seeing that in the polling, so we could see a flip in Alaska as well. Now, when it comes to Texas, Texas is one of those cases. We don't know who's going to be running, so we don't know if it's going to be Cornyn or Paxton. I think Tallarico has what it takes to win in Texas, but I don't know exactly how that's going to play out. So we're going to have to wait a little bit to see how that plays out. But I do have Texas right now tilting for the Republicans. So we'll see how that plays out. But this is what I would say the map would look like if the election were held today. So we're looking at Democrats and independents at 51, Republicans at 49. Democrats would take back control of the Senate. Now, some of the changes that we could see, Texas, I could see Texas going to Tallarico. I could see that going to a Democrat. We could also see New Hampshire, as I stated before, New Hampshire flipping and Republicans taking New Hampshire. And so now I'm going to pass it off to you. What do you think the Senate map is going to look like? Do you agree with what I posted? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, I'm going to post this on Twitter. So if you want to go to 270 to win and create your own map and post it as a reply to my post, go ahead and do that. As I stated in the comment section pin at the very top, you will see my Twitter information. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.